Hey everybody, Farron Benoit from TeamLemongrass.com, and today I want to talk to you about the tax advantages you'd have as a doTERRA business owner. So when I first started out, my main concern was the 100 PV order I'd have to have every month in order to earn commissions. And my wife and I were on a very strict budget, and we simply didn't want to borrow money at the start to pay for this 100 PV expense. So luckily, we had a friend who was an accountant, and he talked to us about small business accounting advantages we'd have as a doTERRA IPC. And so after we went over all our expenses that we would occur during the year, we figured out that we would actually be able to pay for our LRP orders, our monthly LRP orders, with our tax savings. Now we wouldn't get our tax savings till the end of the year, but we could find some wiggle room and sacrifice a bit more, knowing that we're going to get that money back. So that was basically the main factor that allowed us to join doTERRA without any hesitation, without any financial hesitation. So we didn't want to put ourselves in debt, or we didn't want to have to change our budgeting in order to start this business. And that's the great thing about the doTERRA business. It has such a low startup cost that your tax deductions will most likely cover that. Now, before I continue, I am not a tax expert, and what I'm telling you now is just my opinion and not tax advice. So based on your country, state, or province, uh, if you already have common knowledge about small business taxes and expenses, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, I recommend you talk to an accountant or you use small business software. Okay. So basically, for us, we were able to deduct bank service charges. So we opened up a separate account. It actually didn't have any service charges to the account, but whenever we write out checks in American and we get charged or anything, those are tax deductible. So any advertising, so all of my website costs and anything like that, even though they're very little, it actually costs very little to make a website. I think our website costs us $4 a month. It's still a tax expense. Okay. So we were able to deduct 50% of our internet bill because we concluded that after 2 months that 50% of our internet was used towards the business. And I believe next year will be 60% and the following year will probably be 75%. And then if you're ever to take this business full time, most of these things would be 100%. So meals, so whenever I take out somebody who I talk if I take somebody out and I talk to them about the business, their meal is tax deductible. Whenever I have presentations, any of the food or anything there, any of the beverages are tax deductible. Okay, if I send out letters, postage is tax deductible. If I have a promotion where I have to send out gifts to new IPCs, that's all tax deductible. Product samples, tax deductible. Okay, so your $35 registration fee, tax deductible. That $25 yearly fee is deductible, and so is any starter kit that you order. So you become an IPC and you decide you want to do the fast track and you spend $2,000, you can deduct that. Like I said, all your LRP purchases, promotions. This was a big one for us. Cell phones. So we write off 60% of our cell phones, and we spend about $150 a month on cell phone bills. Our office supplies. And our biggest tax advantage for us was an office expense. Was our total office expenses. So it's in your best it's in your uh, it's in your best interest to have a home office. So what we did was we took one of our old bedrooms, turned it into a home office, which occupied about 10% of our home. So because of that, we were able to write off 10% of our property taxes, 10% off our home repairs, 10% off our utilities, 10% off our insurance, and 10% off of our cleaning supplies. So anything that had to do with the house, 10% of that was a tax write-off. So in the end, we were spending about $125 on our LRP orders and an extra $40 on the website and all our other promotions. And we were pretty much able to get all of that back through tax expenses at the end of the year. Okay. And we haven't started deducting car expenses yet, but that's another big one. If you go to people's houses and present, or you go to conventions, or you're going to meet up with people to talk about the business, you can deduct a portion of your car expenses, right? Because you have to use your car to do that. So if you have if you're thinking about the business and you have costs going in your head and you realize that you can't afford these things, there are ways around it. Like talk to a tax professional and realize that you can save a lot of money through tax deductions. Okay? If you have any questions, um, actually in this case, you would talk to a tax professional. But if you have any questions about the business, you can reach me at teamlemongrass@gmail.com, or you can go to teamlemongrass.com and just click on the contact form, and I answer as soon as I see the message, I'll answer your questions. And have a good day. Thank you very much.